Hey everyone, welcome to another Gadget Talk. I we told you this was going to be top secret. We finally figured it out. And what's more top secret than UV lights? What do you think, Chad?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Good way to recover from my non-planning.
No, hey, I mean, we do these builds so many times. We don't know what we're going to be doing sometimes from one week to the next on a lot of these builds. So, and we want to keep it fresh and keep what's things that are going out there. So, but before we get to the build itself, let's go ahead and take care of our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with you guys. If you would like to become a patron, click on the Become a Patron link on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or head over to patreon.com/Geocache Talk for more details. Patrons get the now famous blackout coins and other geocaching items during the year. Support levels start as low as the Bison Tube level, which is only $3 a month.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
All right. So
awesome.
I want to say welcome to everybody that's in the chat room. Chat room's already lighting up. It's lit. Anyway, I see a couple new people in there. We got, hey, welcome, Timo TO283. I don't think I've seen you in the chat room before, so welcome in there. Burnt Turtles, I'm glad you're tuning in tonight. Pizza Ninja, howdy, howdy, howdy. And let's see here. Tricassius, oh, man, I'm glad you're here with us tonight. And, of course, I did see Dave in here earlier, and it's really cool. I love that idea for a UV cache right there. Oh, and hello. Here we go. Adi Olson.
Adios.
Yes. It's going to be at Mingo, and has done some of the – I cannot wait to do some of your caches at Mingo. I'm so excited. And speaking of Mingo, we got Ryan over here. So welcome,
we got
Ryan.
Everybody in here tonight.
The Caching Dead New York is in. What's up, cachers? All right. And then Tom, of course, is in here. Yeah, we will. For $1,000, we'll come build a gadget at your house.
Yes,
easily
I'll come install it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll be maybe about a $5 gadget. We'll put the rest in our pocket. No, I'm just kidding. You'll get a good gadget for $1,000. We'll come out to your house. I mean, that should be airplane ticket and everything to get out there. So, unless it's over in, I don't know, overseas, it might be a little bit more. So, but, and congratulations, Adi, for 10,000 favorite points on your caches. That's really good. Thanks for letting us know about that, Dave. Really awesome.
That's
Jamie,
awesome.
welcome. And all right,
a lot of new names in the chat room the last couple of weeks.
There have been. It's really great. I love seeing that. And if you're new here and this is your first one, hey, let us know in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out while we're going along. So, chat. I'm looking on your background. I mean, to me, I'm always playing the game.
I don't think anything changed. I didn't have time to change much.
You moved Grogu, but other than that, I don't see anything else that changed back there.
It's because I took my pit droid apart to paint him.
Oh,
so he's hammered steel on parts and then still bare 3D printed, and so I threw him back together just to stand there for the night, and I didn't want to pose the Grogu in it or anything like that. So I'm boring tonight.
Oh no, never boring. I love your background. So
really?
So
yeah, I'll have to get back into it here soon.
Well, we do have life outside of caching. We do have families. We do have jobs, and so. But this is something that we really love doing. So, all right. So, what we got going on tonight?
So we got a build, almost like we used to do when we first started. So we're actually going to do it out of an ammo can. It's going to be a really basic UV cache. So I've done quite a few UV builds, and this is going to be really basic. And honestly, what I did yesterday was about 3 o'clock. I was like, okay, I got to figure out a build for tomorrow. So I opened up my PVC pipe drawer and said, what do I got? And so I came up with this build in about 40 minutes. So it's nothing special, but what you can do from it, you can actually add to it. You can change it around. I have some different ideas on it. So it's just going to be a pretty basic build to get you started. Talking about some favorite points, this is the first time I've ever had it, but I have a cache that Dave put out, or I put out with Dave, that Superheroes one.
Right.
We actually have 100% favorites on it, 25 finds only, but 100% favorites. That's the first time I've ever actually had one at 100% so far with the first
That
25
is awesome.
finds.
That is awesome.
So,
well,
now I probably just jinxed myself.
No. I think that's really great because I've been watching that one a little bit. I saw some of the video that you sent of some of the finders of that because you have a closed circuit television camera on that one.
That's a different one.
Oh, I thought that was that one.
No, that one's Cornerstone. That's the sister cache to, well, actually, I guess the vlogger has a sister cache to that one that I have. It's the one with the lights that flash and all that stuff. So,
all right.
Yeah, it was awesome. People are loving it. So, thanks to Dave. All I had to do was put it in a box and hang it. Dave did all the hard work. So, I appreciate it. One thing to mention too, we still have Gadget Talk coins available. If you go onto the website, to the I always say this wrong, chromiaprints.com, or just go to the store on the webpage at geocachetalk.com and go to the store, and you can actually, there's a link to it there.
Right.
As well as something we talked about last show. Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That helps. We're going to have some shirts. So we are fortunate next month, the first podcast in May to be done on May 4th,
right?
Which is Star Wars Day. So we actually have some shirts that are going to be on the store. Sorry, we did at the same time. I need to let you produce and not touch anything. So these are our shirts that we came up with that are going to be up on the store here soon. And Derek and I will both be wearing these on May the 4th, but we just thought about something that would be fun to have out there for Star Wars Day. So
I love that. Yeah.
Go up there and take a look at it. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. So let's get on with the build, I guess.
All right. Add a new camera.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, when are you going to do my list? So the way this is going to work, it's going to be a really, really simple build where you're going to require the cacher to bring a tot. So I was thinking, how can we do this? I started actually wiring LEDs, UV LEDs in, and I thought, you know what? Let's make this really simple. I like tots. I like it when cachers have to bring them. So let's make them bring a tot on this. So this is going to be one where you'll have to look in a hole and then shine a light in another hole to get the code. So really, really basic, easy cache to find. What you'll need is about 12 inches of 3/4 inch PVC pipe here. And you can do this out of 1 inch. You can do it out of 1/2 inch, whatever you want. This is just, I went through my drawer and all these parts I had in there. So I wanted to make sure I just used them. You'll need a 3/4 inch pull elbow. So pull elbow, P-U-L-L, pull elbow looks like this. So it's for an outside corner. The back comes off. You can pull your wire through it all the way out and then feed it back in. So that's what you need. Now you could probably do this with a regular 90. I didn't try it. I just have a bunch of these, so thought I would use them. You'll need 2 insulating bushings, 3/4 inch. Just look like this.
And what were those called again?
Insulating bushings. So when you have pipe running up into a electrical box, a panel, right? These thread over the bushings. Oh, I'm using that mic. Sorry. These thread over the bushings.
Here, I'm gonna kick your build cam.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Hold it underneath there.
So these thread over the threads so that your wire actually doesn't rub on them and rub bare. So pretty nothing big. These are plastic bushings. You'll need 2 of these. I was actually thinking about this. I use these all the time, and I don't know the proper name. It's a lock. I call it a locking nut. They go on your conduit, your threaded part, to actually tighten your conduit to it, your pipes, whatever.
It's a 3/4.
If someone knows the proper name, yeah, make sure if someone has a proper name for that, put it on the chat.
So real quick, because what I'm doing in the background that you all are not seeing, I am actually working on the built parts list as we're doing this. So those will be up after we do tonight's podcast later on. They may be tomorrow, but those will be up this week. How many insulated bushings did you say? Was it 2?
2, yes.
2. Okay. And 2 pull elbows or just 1 pull elbow?
1.
Okay. So I'm
have an
building
idea
the list
for
as we're
several
doing.
of them, but okay.
Well, if you add mirrors in there, we could do some other stuff too. So,
well, I had some ideas and I thought about that, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do a birdhouse, my first birdhouse, and actually have something like that. So we'll see.
Cool.
You'll need 2 of the 3/4 inch mel couplings, threaded mel couplings here. And then you're going to need a little bit of plexiglass. These are an old picture frame piece of plexiglass that I end up just cutting. I didn't do it on the CNC machine. I thought about it, but I wanted to make sure I didn't because no one else can have a CNC machine. So I actually used my sander out in my shop to actually make these.
Okay.
So I actually thought about bringing my sander in here to make them here with you, but
that would be noisy.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it in. It's dirty.
Well, that too.
Okay, I think we're pretty good. So tools, obviously, I'm going to use some pipe cutters here, and then we'll need a drill. We'll need some drill bits, which we'll go over that when you get to it. And then you'll need an ammo can or a birdhouse.
Okay.
With whatever you want to do. So I am going to use this ammo can here. And right. So I actually already pre-drilled the holes here in this one, just because this is an ammo can I'll probably never use again. So I was just going to show this and kind of be a little lazy and not drill, but I'll show you what I'll end up doing for it.
And what size bit did you use? Holes. What size bit did you use in that?
So this bit here is a just shy of 1 1/8 inch. 1 3/16 probably.
Okay.
1 1/8 would work too. So what I'm using for the bit are one of these bits here, these set bits here that we used for electrical that will go all the way from 1/4 inch up to 1 3/8. They make them smaller sized as well.
Right.
Or you can get a conduit bit like this in 3/4 inch. And this actually is made for popping holes just for conduit. That's the perfect size. And so that would just do it in one shot. So it's up to you. I'm sure a lot of people don't have those. I use them all the time at work. So I have them, but
I should have one. It might make it easier.
If you're going to spend money on a bit,
I use hole
get
saws.
one of these.
Yeah, I use hole saws a lot. So
these are like $60 or something. So they're not cheap, but they work great. So widget connect. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading. Houston,
you're reading
Texas Dave's. I thought maybe he was talking about what those lock deals were, but.
And welcome aboard, Clam. Glad that you're here with us again this week. So yeah, I'm just loving the chat room. Everybody's just so friendly over there, welcoming all the new people. It's just really great, and they're having their own conversation over there. But I love the activity of our viewers. It's just really great.
Yes, I do. I wish I could read it more. Sometimes you'll see me look up because I'm trying to catch up on the reading. I will say that for our puzzle box build next month, the challenge, Tricassius is going to come on with one.
Oh, they are called conduit lock nuts.
Is that what it is? Great.
Yep.
I knew it was some kind of locking nut, but I wasn't sure the exact name because I use them every day, but I obviously didn't remember the proper name.
Thanks, Scratching Bed.
Yes, thank you. So what was I doing? Okay, so we're going to use our 3/4 inch pull elbow. And so our plan for this is we'll put this together before you stick it in maybe and show how it works, the whole theory on how it's going to work. So we're going to add our 3/4 inch pipe in here. Now you can make it any size you want. Something that I found, let me find a tape measure here. Something that I found is if you were too close to it, when you looked in it, you couldn't see, everything was blurry, or at least for me it was.
Okay.
So I actually made one end longer and one shorter. So I made mine 6.5 inches long. So this will go in on one end. And I would recommend gluing it with the proper glue.
Right.
We're not going to do it right now just because I'm showing you. And then you're going to do, try to remember which one I want to do first. You're going to do your 3/4 inch threaded metal adapter coupling. And so what this is going to do is actually feed through the box.
Okay.
Which maybe what I'll do is cut a piece to show you.
All right. And while you're doing that, Tom says, idea for a cool show, give the guys X amount of dollars and send them garage sale shopping. They have to buy everything to build a cache, tools and all. And then Y amount of time to get it done. Sounds a lot of math, but Tom, that sounds like a great idea. It's kind of what we've kind of talked about, of maybe some ideas of different things we could do. I don't know about the tool part. That'd be kind of hard, but we can see about that. I mean, we can hit some thrift stores and stuff like that as well. But that's a great idea. It's really cool. Thanks, Tom.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. So I have the hole in here inside the piece of board. And then my male adapter will go into the hole. And then on the outside, how did I do this? Oh, we need our conduit lock here. Sorry, first. This will go into the hole. And the reason why I have this lock in here is because the distance between the ammo can, the ammo can and the insulation cap here is small. You'll have a big gap. Sorry, you'll have a big gap in here and it will move around.
Okay.
And so we want to be able to lock it into place.
Okay.
So the lock goes on there, and then we'll need our piece of acrylic. So what I did to make this is I just grabbed an old picture frame that had a piece of acrylic in it. It's very thin. I actually just stuck it over this and then kind of outlined it by eye with a Sharpie because the rubbing alcohol will take the Sharpie right off, or denatured alcohol. And then I cut it really close to the size, fairly good. And then I just took it on a sander. I have a big benchtop sander, and I just kind of rounded it off. If you have it on the sander, and you just I just rounded it off to the Sharpie hole until it fit. So it's not a perfect circle, but it's close enough for me. So it would have taken, 20 minutes probably to set the CNC machine up to cut two of them, or just go out and do this on the sander. So plus I kind of wanted to show you or be able to tell you how I did it. So we'll stick that on here. And then we'll put our insulating cap on here. And then what that's going to do is sandwich the acrylic and give you a seal between there and the outside of the ammo can. And then you'll end up tightening up this ring here.
Right.
And now it's really tight and secure. One idea I did have was when we make stuff watertight on electrical conduit, we usually put an O-ring on here as well, which you can if you want. That is completely up to you. I think I had one here. If you did that, you'd probably not need as much of this. And I don't know if I do it on the outside or the inside. Typically, you're supposed to do it on the outside, but I don't know how it would work on this. Let's try it.
See, and that's one thing about when you're building gadgets. A lot of it is trial and error and trying to figure out what's going to work the best. Over in the chat room, I know you're building, Chad. I'll just let you know they are really liking the idea of kind of doing that gadget cache build thing that we've been talking about off air as well, thinking of some different things that we could do with different parts that everybody has and kind of a competition. But a lot of people are really thinking that'd be really cool at an event or something. So, and I think there's some ideas that a lot of us are working on that as well. Just Finding Our Way says E6000 will fix it.
Yes, it will. So, anyways, you can see I have the ring on there. Unless you really you put something to seal the plexiglass, I don't know how much, if it's going to do any good, right? Make any difference. And then you could tighten this up to compress that ring a little bit more if you need to. And I actually have wrenches that are especially made for tighten them up, but they're out in my work car. So I won't be able to show you those tonight, but you could use, everybody uses just a screwdriver, right? And you just something with an edge there to push it over.
Okay.
So anyways, I'm not going to use the washers on them myself, but you can do whatever you want. A couple of other ideas I had actually for this, because I went through many ideas, is if you didn't want to make it, one thing I worry about is people taking caches apart.
Right.
So, if you unscrew that, unless you glue it, someone's gonna be able to unscrew it and could take it apart. So if you wanted to, you could take you could use a piece of a coupling, 3/4 inch coupling.
Okay.
And then you could use a reducer here, a 3/4 inch reducer from 3/4 to 1/2 inch. And put that in there. And then if you took this, put it in and you glued it, that would work. One thing that I would have forgotten, one thing I didn't like about it is you got to put your plexiglass
on the back end of it.
On the back, before you glue it and put this all together. Probably never get that apart. It's way in there, the plexiglass is, which wouldn't make a big deal, right? I'm just trying to keep bugs and stuff out of there and kind of trying to keep it dry. Plus, if you put a UV ink in there, if it gets wet, I'm pretty sure it will go away. But that actually makes a good seal as well, and then no one else will be able to mess with it. Especially if you glue it, it's not coming out. Not even for you. You'll end up having to cut it off.
Right. So, and that's just like another option for whatever you need to do, because different climates, different places require different techniques. So not what works in Arizona is going to work up in Alaska. So just a lot of different techniques that you have to go different places. So there's some different options. And that's something as builders, we have to think about. You always got to think, just because I build with wood here, this type of wood may not work somewhere else. And another thing that I think of, and this is something that I've really picked up on, is that when I'm building a gadget cache or any cache, maintenance is a big deal. And so what's going to be the easiest way that I can do my maintenance? How can I get to doing that maintenance? How can I get access to that where I need to do maintenance? And how can I keep others out of that access point as well? But think of those weak points and where those things are going to need to be maintained. So test your caches before they go out. And I mean, I use my kids. I see if they can break it. If they can break it, then I redo it. So, but yeah, just always be thinking of those different things and what can go wrong with the caches, beta test them, do all that aspect of it. And that will really help to make your caches a lot better. So.
Good boy. Okay, well, that's done.
All right.
I shoved that in there, and I knew when I shoved that in there that I was probably not going to get it back out because I pushed it pretty hard. So, anyway, we will move on to the cache. So the way
caches should be weatherproof, pest-proof, and idiot-proof.
Idiot-proof.
At least 2 out of the 3, because sometimes that last one's a little harder. So. All right, so back to your build, Cam.
Yeah, no worry. So I cut another piece of conduit at about a 1 1/4 inches to shove in here, and then you will glue your male coupling on there. And almost forgot. Now, I guess before you do this, the point of this is to actually take a light, which I have one right here. Take a light, shine it in here, look through the long end, and the code will be written on the back. So we want to make sure that you write your code in here. So you'll take this apart.
Okay. That is really cool. I was thinking like, well, how are we? And I just saw the screws on the way that came apart. I know you probably said it earlier, but I think I was typing at the same time. So, and that's on the pull elbow.
Yes.
So
it comes apart
because
so you can pull wire out 4 corners and then feed it back in.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
the good old kidneys are starting to work in the head. So,
so you'll need to write a code in here. Couple different ways you could put something white in there or paint it white on the inside and then use your UV pen, which you can get this pack on Amazon. It's not very expensive at all. It has it even comes with a UV light. I end up using, I think, the yellow out of it. So it comes yellow, blue, and green pens there. So you'll take it, write the code in here or whatever you want it to say. If it's a 4-digit code and you wanted 4 different codes, you could actually make 4 of these in the box, and they'd have to find which hole goes to which one, and get 4 different codes.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
And then they decrypt it from, numerical order, low to high or high to low, or however you want to do it. You could do the different colors, which I find over time, the colors, the between the green and the blue are hard to see the difference in the 2 colors. So,
okay. That's good to know.
So you'll write the code in there, which you can see on here. I wrote in a code on there.
581.
Just messing around last night. Sure. I don't know. I just wrote numbers last night. 381. And then put this back together.
Sorry. Jamie says, as soon as you make it idiot proof, someone builds a bigger idiot. Very true. Very, very true.
Okay. So, because if you get this put in, you'll have to take it all back out to put your code on, which is not a big deal. It's just a couple minutes.
Unless you're using that other one when you've glued it in place already.
Unless you glued it in place already, and then you have problems. Let's see. Here we go. Okay.
Well, that's cool. Dave Hickman says, I did something with multiple entry points that requires an endoscope to collect the data.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really cool. Love to see how you did that. That'd be really great.
Okay, so we need to make sure we have that on backwards. So sometimes these have a sharper point to them than the other side, so it will actually bite into whatever you're putting it into.
Okay.
So put that in. You'd glue everything together, and then you'll end up sticking it in your box. So the way I did this was I actually just cut one side of it, put it together, put it in the box, made my cut on this side, put it all together, and then I knew where my other hole was going to end up being on this.
Okay.
It's not lining up. The nice thing about the couplings is they're fairly deep, so you can adjust them if you need to, but just not after you glue them. So it actually looks like for some reason my hole's off a little bit here.
It's like that back, the longer pole's not quite long enough.
Yeah. Well, we can fix that. Watch. Magic of TV. Yeah, it's almost like it's... All right. I think this is the pipe I had earlier. This is the one I took out of here, right? I think so.
I think so.
Let's just remake it.
Right. So yeah, this is part of gadget building. I know we always say measure twice, cut once, but sometimes you measure twice, cut once, and you still get it wrong. So Tom says, don't force it, get a bigger hammer. So yeah, a lot of times, yeah. I mean, there's darn plastic ammo cans. Yep.
Yeah.
They change size all the time. I think that's what it is.
It's got the ammo can stretcher out.
Yep, we're getting the ammo can stretcher out, and we're going to cut it back into place. And I absolutely love those PVC pipe cutters. I had to go buy me some.
They're great, and you can trash them. This one here, I was cutting some gardening pipe underground, and I hit a rock or something.
Ooh.
With it, and all I did was took my file and filed it straight again. It cuts just like, I mean, not quite like it was new, but I have no issues with it. Okay, so new piece of pipe. It's still too short.
Yeah, Tom's cracking me up. Yeah, sorry, I was reading that too. Cut it 3 times and it's still too short.
Yeah. So one thing on this bit, to get your bit size, if you aren't sure on how to get it, one way to cheat and get the size you need is you could take a coupling and you can put it on here and it will stop at what size you need to be. And then you could actually put a piece of blue tape or a piece of tape around it, and then that would tell you where to stop.
Right.
If you are not sure the exact size. Sorry, I was reading Force Awakens things. So just to show you how this works, since I have the ammo can here, you'd find the size you want, and then obviously we'll just screw it in. We'll just end up putting it in here. This is an old ammo can that's waste anyways. And then you just go to where you stop, and that's it. Pretty simple. These bits are super, super nice.
Those are nice.
Yeah. So
I'll put it on my list.
Me too. So let's see if I made it too long now.
Because Chad's working, getting that in there. I'm like I said, I just really appreciate everybody in the chat room, just really talking, and everybody is really having a lot of fun over there. I mean, we're all kind of ragging on the idiot proofing of Gadget caches, and I think Force Awakens said earlier, bigger hammers are the reason Gadget caches can never be idiot proof. There's always a way to get the log. Yes, there is. I mean, it's those that do that. Of course, we all know make it not fun for everybody else, and makes a lot of Gadget cachers very frustrated. Builders, I've seen some really great builders get so frustrated that they don't even want to build gadgets because they keep getting destroyed. I think my rule is on mine: if it gets destroyed, if I have to build it more than twice, I'm done with that. I'm finding another location and coming up with a different design on the ones that I've done. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. So I know
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only going to build it so many times. So
okay, so I have it about a 1/4 inch too long from what I like. So
okay,
do a little quick trim.
Pizza Ninja says we should do a Gadget Talk Tool of the Month Club gift bag.
Gift bag? Yeah, I wonder how much that would cost. So, I know that a lot of places do the boxes or the bags, but yeah, that'd be cool though. We could do a tool show. Okay, yeah. So now we got it in there. So I think the reason why it was shorter is because we actually will have some play on the threads actually on it. So I think that's why it was actually, I think it might have been a little too short, but so anyways, just play with it. Just because I like it to be tight on the outside, I want it to be flush. That would drive me crazy to have it sticking out too far. If
you could push your ammo can just a little bit further away from you in the build cam. There you go.
There you go. Perfect. Okay. So you have that through there, then put your piece of plexiglass on there. And then go ahead and put your insulate on there. Snug it up. I mean, if you were really good and you put a tiny, tiny bead of silicone on there.
Yeah, that'd be
that would help. But it's up to you. And now what we're going to do is tighten up this nut here. And we're just going to use a screwdriver. Let me grab the right one. Tom would probably recommend a hammer, but we're going to use a screwdriver.
Yeah, Tom always recommends a hammer.
Okay, so all we're doing is we're actually, these nuts, let's see if I have another one here somewhere. Here, I have a whole bunch.
So yeah, what Chad's just doing is just kind of tighten that nut up in there inside the ammo can to get that nice and flush.
Right. So I'm just pushing on it. There's actually a wrench that they make for it, but I'm just pushing on it with this flat of the screwdriver. Maybe that way's easier, right? Which is twisting it and tightening it up until it gets tight. So.
Just poke it with a stick.
Okay. And now the same thing to this side. Now, the only thing is on this is that when I stuck that sample together I was showing you, my piece of acrylic got stuck in it.
Oh.
So you'd put a piece of acrylic on just like the other side, just repeat. Put your piece of acrylic in, tighten it down, and then tighten up your nut. On this side. Once that's tight, you could even, if you wanted to make it so someone couldn't undo it, you could put silicone across around here. You could put, hot glue, whatever you want, just so people can't get to it. Now, this extra hole you see in here, that was my sample hole. You wouldn't have that there.
Right.
Just to let you know, so you're caught up. So that's pretty much it. You'd put the top on it. And I also wanted to mention one thing. Here's what this is an old build that we did. I'm using this ammo can because I don't know what else to do with them.
So here's sorry, wrong one. So Burnt Turtle says, will tightening it too much distort the box, causing the lid to not seat correctly?
This sit fine. That far down, I don't think it is. Plus, it's only that little amount. I don't think you could tighten it too much because you're going from against a flat surface as well.
Okay.
But possibly.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, it really depends on where. I think you're right. I think it depends on where it is in the ammo can itself.
If you had it at the top and you put it in too tight, then yeah, that's a good point. So it's gonna be one of those things. Before you glue it, make sure you dry fit it, and it's fitting how you want it to before you glue it. Also, remember when you glue PVC pipes, they actually will go together deeper after you put the glue in than when they're dry fitted. So don't push them all the way in unless you know that's exactly where you want it.
Okay, that's good to know.
So now we have the ammo can here. We have a lock on this side, but if you notice, I actually put the side you look through on the back because if you go to the photo or the big photo picture here, big screen.
Oh, big screen.
Gotcha. Screen. Sorry. If you're looking through it, right? This way, it's great. If you have the lock on it and you're trying to look through this way, that lock is banging you in the head. So I wanted to make sure you look through this. So you'll end up looking through this hole, and on the other hole, we'll do it this way so you can see.
This is where you hold the UV light.
You hold the light you hold the UV light to this side, and you look down the hole, and it gives you a code, which I don't know. Let's see if we can see it through here. I don't know how well you can see it.
Tilt it up, tilt it down towards you a little bit. There you go. I can see something glowing. I can see something glowing down there, though. Okay,
hard to see on it, but there is a code in there. You can see it glowing. If you try it this way, for me, the opposite way, which you actually might be able to see the code. Sorry, if you do it. Okay, I'm at the build. We'll go back. See the code in there. Easier to see.
Yes.
If I'm doing my eye, actually, if you stood back, you could actually go to the bigger me again. Main screen, main foot.
Right. And Tom asked the question, do you really need glue with this one?
I would, just because I don't want someone taking it apart and messing around with it. You don't need glue with anything if you don't want to. But if you put the light on this end and you look through here, to me, if it's that close, it's blurry. But actually, if you hold it out, you can actually see it. So, interesting. So the other thing I thought is you could actually do this and have multiple holes, right? Multiple ins and outs to see codes, and you'd have to find several different numbers to actually get the code to get in. And the nice thing about this, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, this is just a really cool, easy, creative cache to do. I mean, this is really neat. I love this.
Yeah. The nice thing about this too is you can put your swag, anything in here, your logbook, and this is tight. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about anybody messing with it or anything happening to it. Or you could put a flat board over the top, just cut out a piece of wood or anything you want if you don't want anybody to get into it. So my other thought of it was, what I was originally going to do is have people bring a battery and put an LED light, pop a 5mm hole in here, and have a UV light shine down, and then I was going to have like 4 or 5 different buttons they'd have to push at one time, and then look in it to get it. And I thought, well, you could do like 10 buttons and make it a teamwork cache. That'd be kind of fun to actually see people. Or go to the big screen. If you could see 2 people having to hold it and one guy looking in it, that'd be kind of fun to see multiple people looking in holes or pushing buttons and one guy looking in the hole to get the code.
That is really cool. I like that too. That's
the way to cheat around that is you just bring your own UV light and just shine it in the hole. So
yeah, but you didn't hear that from us.
I'm telling anybody that. Yeah, there's going to always be a way around something.
Yeah, there always is. I mean, and that's why I like doing beta testing, because what I find, the way I thought it was going to work out, it's not necessarily the way it's going to work out. So, yeah, they were just commenting on the Raven cache down in Arizona about a lot of different things in there. Tricassius was mentioning here earlier that they did. He did a really fun cache in Arizona called the Keyhole. And it's GC NP14. You walk down a tunnel, and on the walls where there's UV numbers, you got to zigzag from side to side to find the combo for the cryptex. So that sounds really cool.
That's really
absolutely
cool. Love
cryptexes, anyways. So yeah, those just a lot of different ways that you can use these UV lights. My brain's kicking around because since I like building birdhouses, just some ideas with that. Always trying to think of different ways that we can do these different caches. And I was wondering, when we talking about UV caches, I just saw you grab that. And I was wondering if that's what we are going to be doing on this, because that's another great idea.
I didn't think about it, but I can show. One thing I do on the UV cache is I have in a parking garage one where you actually have to find an area to turn on a laser. And the laser shoots across the parking garage. And on the other side of the parking garage is an area where the laser points, and you have to use UV light then to get the code off of the wall. And that one, I actually thought about making it teamwork to where the button is in an area where you actually can't physically see where the laser is pointing. So you have to have someone trying to find the laser and someone pushing the button. But we didn't want to make it too hard. We don't want to have too many people complain, but that may end up changing. I don't know. I have all kinds of ideas that we try. So, one thing we can do here, let me turn a few lights off, just to show you on a UV idea that I have, but I didn't put out yet, is
we're turning. It's all the lights going out on Chad's. It's gonna be kind of interesting. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
So we'll see if this shows up. So this is what I made. It's a space age type of tablet, right? You push the button on it and it lights up a UV, which on here you may not see. And what this is I had numbers on it with a minus and plus, but what this is, you'd have to actually go out to a landmark, and on here is actually a building with windows and a wall, and you'd have to line it up, and there's a red X, and that's the area where the cache is. Or the other, you could also do another UV number in that area. So you'd actually have to hold it up to line it up to the building, which I did this a long time ago. So, UV ink wears off fairly quick.
Right.
So anyways, you'd have to line it up. If it wasn't so bright in here, I wanted to make it a night cache. So anyways, that's kind of an idea.
That's really cool. I like that. That's really neat.
My lights.
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways of using UV lights. I mean, everybody's seen, not everybody, but a lot of people have seen where they've just written using the UV pen, like what I have here, and just kind of written on inside of a cache. One that I saw one time was, it was one of those electrical boxes, and it had the plexi on the outside, and you had to shine your UV light in there, and it was like a diorama where you had to find different things that had the UV lights to get the code to get into it. I mean, there's a lot of different aspects of what you can do with these UV lights. And if you have an idea of a UV light that you want to do, hey, put that in the chat. Let us know. Maybe that's what you can maybe do for the challenge for this month, which is to build an event style discovery box. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you break it up, have like one of these ammo cans and have the different things and have different parts of the GC or the trackable code in different places, and they have to figure out the combination, what it actually is. So maybe you have TC 4B, 9C, whatever the code is, and have it broken up in different views, and they have to figure out what it is and then solve the puzzle of the order that it actually has to go into. I don't know.
That's a great idea.
So there's a simple, maybe an idea for somebody to do that and to be able to get that. You just have the ammo can could actually be completely sealed, and you just have those different codes in different places that they'd have to figure out. So just kind of another way of trying to make somebody work to get that trackable code. So there's a lot of different ideas. I like the idea of putting this into a birdhouse. Of course, I like birdhouses, but I also really am enjoying doing ammo cans because it actually, in my area here, I'm learning that it's a lot easier to put it out an ammo can on a trail and chain it to a tree versus putting a birdhouse someplace. It's a little bit harder to find that. So.
And that's why I focus kind of more on ammo cans, because I think the opportunity to put ammo cans out versus a birdhouse is greater, right? So,
right.
Otherwise, you got to either mount a birdhouse to a tree or to a post or plant a post. And
right.
Sometimes that's challenging to talk landowners into allowing you to do.
Right. So
I saw that. I was going to look
challenge, it up. I think we talked about was going to be for May 4th. We're going to do it on the Star Wars Day was when we're going to be having whoever, maybe engineer, if you 42, if you have one that you want to come on the show and you want to show, send us a email to gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, or you can also message us on Instagram or Facebook and Twitter at Gadget Talk Podcast. That's where you can find us on those. So just kind of DM us on those if you have one, and we can talk about getting you the link to be able to join us on the podcast itself or the live stream on here. And so just, either email us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com or find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Gadget Talk Podcast, and just message us that way. So that's going to be May 4th. And as we showed it earlier, and I saw the Force Awakens liked it, Chad and I are going to be having our Gadget Talk Podcast, May the 4th be with you shirts on. And if you want these up in the store on a Chromia print, where you can find it, going to the website at, let's see here, you go to gadgettalk.com and you click on the store and you go into there, and you can find the shirts there. And if you want it in there, let us know and we'll get it up there in the store, and everybody can get those as well. So, but that's just a really cool shirt. I can't wait to get that in.
Yeah,
I'll be wearing that more than just for the 4th. So,
yeah, me too. It's kind of funny. We just talked about it real quick, and I thought, you know what, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
So
we
have the ways.
Let's see. Tricash said, I made one that used a regular and UV fishing line. That's kind of cool. I'd like to know how that actually came together. I mean, Tricash, you make some brilliant caches, anyways. If you round up, Tom, and answer me on this, because I know the Texas Challenge has a team that's from out of state. Does a roundup have the same thing? Because I'd like to be on the team with the two Chads. So, and we'd be out of state. So, is that a little stacked, or do we have to be judges? I don't know.
Do it.
You tell me, Tom.
Let's do it. We just need to go and do some more videos like you did at Texas Challenge there of those caches. That was a blast. I enjoyed finding cache, especially with other gadget cache builders. So
yeah. And I mean, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to at Mingo, and that is coming up May 8th. And there's going to be a gadget panel there at Mingo, and there's a gadget competition as well. So people can bring gadgets, and there's going to be some prizes and different stuff. We've been looking at some of the wording and everything of that. I'm looking forward to it. No, I'm not participating in it. I don't think, Chad, are you bringing a gadget for it?
For Mingo? No,
not
not
for
at all.
Yeah, not for the competition. So you don't have to worry about us in that one.
Yeah. I'm not. You don't have to worry about me anyway if I was doing it. So, I'm not. I'll be bringing puzzle boxes for people to discover. And if you're going and you're building a puzzle box for the challenge, bring it. I mean, we're airing right before Mingo, so it'd be perfect time to bring it.
Yeah, bring it to Mingo. And there's talk that we may be doing some Gadget Talk podcast. Gadget Talk, since we're going to be having like some gadget stuff going on, we may be doing some extra live streams while we're there. So there's a lot of different stuff that we're going to be doing. I know there's going to be a Gadget Talk live Saturday night, I think it is, that we're going to be going live that night because a lot of us are heading out on Sunday morning. There's just a lot of stuff at Mingo that's going to be happening. I am so looking forward. The GPS maze is going to be there again, or is not again, but it's going to be there. Yeah, so that's going to be there. So it's a lot of different stuff, and a lot of different things going to be happening in Mingo, and that is May 8th. So if you can make it. If you can't, join us online, and we can see what's going on there. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Perfect. So, like we mentioned, May 4th, we'll be doing the puzzle box challenge. So get it in, send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, or to the gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, not two ads. So, and let us know, and we'll send you the link for the show, probably a week or so before the show, not right away. Just let us know, we want to make sure we give everybody the same amount of time to show what you built. It'll be a lot of fun. But our next show is April 27th.
Okay.
And there, I had a couple thoughts before we logged on, and now I lost them.
We talked earlier at a Lego style.
Oh boy, now you're putting the pressure on. So yes, we talked about doing some kind of Lego puzzle, which I think someone has a video, don't know who, coming out soon.
Maybe Thursday.
One.
Yeah. And if you saw the Nano Kids, you saw kind of a preview of the kind of the safe itself. So we actually set it up to be able to go into an ammo can. So that's something that it's a crossover event with the Nano Kids and Behind the Cache this week. So, but you'll get to see how we got that into an ammo can. And I think the Lego block boxes and the puzzle boxes are really cool. I don't know if Dave Ramsey's money, Chris Ramsey's puzzles.
Yes.
But money, puzzles, same thing. Anyway, but yeah, so Chris Ramsey has been doing the last few, he's got several different puzzle boxes that he's done out of Legos. It's just really cool. And there's a lot out there. So I know we talked about doing that, but I don't know if that's what we're doing at the end of the month, or was there something else, Chad?
I'm not sure. I have a couple thoughts coming up. So I will let you know. I guess that's the next show, isn't it?
Yep.
We will find out.
Yep. We'll probably find out within about at least 2 days before we go live. We'll know something by then.
Yeah.
It'll be up for debate. And if there's something that you want to see us build, or give us some ideas, put it in the chat, send us an email, tag us on Instagram, let us know, because we're always looking for ideas. If there's something that you're struggling with on a build and you need help with it, hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. We love helping. And so, yeah, this would be really, really great to do this. Oh, so Jamie's one of my patrons, and she said, saw the patron preview of the Lego thing. Very cool video. Thank you. That's really awesome. So
I saw a preview, but I'm not a patron.
Well, you saw pictures. You saw pictures on Saturday.
I didn't see a preview. I'm not that special.
I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, send us anything you want. Follow us, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Send us ideas. We'll
That's
see.
Cool. Yeah. Clam sent me a message last week. He was having issues with one of the caches that he was building, and I'm glad that worked. Oh, sorry, Jamie. So glad that worked on how what that was. Let me know how what you did to get that let's hear you're doing momentary switches. How the momentary switches, how that worked. What worked for you? So I'd love to hear about that. Yeah, sorry, Jamie. So
nice.
All right.
Perfect. Well, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Unless you have anything else to add to the show.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I feel bad. I don't like ending early. I like to actually run long.
Well, hey, keeping it an hour actually works out pretty good. I mean, pretty well. I mean, it's good for everybody, I think. See, not all builds have to be extenuous. We did an entire build within an hour. So everybody, I think most of us can spare 1 hour a week to maybe build something to raise the bar on the hobby, the game, the sport, whatever you want to call geocaching that we do. An hour a week. I mean, it's like Scouts. It's only an hour a week, right? So, so yeah. And thanks, Tom. Smash that like button.
Yes, absolutely. So, that was one thing I thought about when I'm building some of these is I should just set up a camera and just let it record and people can watch what happens. Probably fast forward a lot of it because it's, usually when you're figuring these things out, it's fairly boring.
Hey, there's parts of my videos you will never see.
Yeah, but you know what? I would sit there and watch people build stuff. I mean, I do it all the time on my TV. One of my biggest tools in my shop is my TV. I have to have some kind of noise or something. And I love just sitting there listening to other people, build stuff. Savage, Adam Savage.
Yep, Adam Savage.
I don't pay a ton of attention to what he's building, but I have it sitting there playing and I'm listening. And so, anyways, maybe someday we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I love the ideas of doing some different cache builds. Of you guys send us parts, and maybe send us parts, give us a part list, and Chad and I have to figure out what we can build from those parts. I don't know. Maybe that's something that we could do. We kind of do a split screen, and we can be kind of walking ourselves through what we're doing, and kind of come up with an idea. So, and we would not be able to open
parts that we can use. Has to be. Right. You can't just send me a PVC pipe and say, "Okay, build a cache."
Yeah. It
has to be I'd have to be able to add some of my own parts to it.
I mean, that might be kind of cool, and we don't know what it is until we open it up for the show itself, and then we have to sit here and try and figure out what we can do.
Oh boy,
and do that live. Hey, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk to Gary and have him send us a box of stuff, and I'll have to set up down in the garage, and we'll see what we can do. I don't know. Just trying to think of different fun shows that we could do. And hey, and what would be really cool is that we get some other builders, like Tricassius in on that, and some of the other builders, and we all do it at the same time. I don't know, just kind of thinking outside the box what we might be able to do.
Absolutely, and we always want to include other builders. I mean, that's kind of the point. Yeah. So absolutely, let's involving them makes it even better. Plus, I mean, come on, Tricassius. Yeah. He because he corrected me once. He's not Tricassius. Anyways, Chad. He's way smarter than me and probably be able to come up with a lot better builds. So I'd be very interested in seeing what he comes up with. But I would love sometime to ever, if we ever had an event where we could sit there and just put all our brains together and build something, that would be amazing. We'd have to record that for sure.
Yeah, we would. Yeah. That would be the brain trust coming together. That would be a lot of fun. So, but I want to thank everybody for being with us tonight. A lot of fun. Hope you've got some great value out of tonight's video or tonight's live stream. And if you have, like Tom says, smash that like button, share this video. And if you do one of these builds, tag us on Instagram. We'd love to see your build, what you come up with. Love seeing your spin that you've done on these. So be sure to email us and tag us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And we'd love to see it. So
yes, absolutely.
All right, Chad. I think that's it for tonight.
All right, we'll see everybody on the 27th.
All righty. See everybody on 27th.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.